Hi guys, I'm White Gamer, and today we're going to talk about what I want from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I've been so excited for this franchise since Colin Trevorrow resurrected it in the last movie, and I adore it for the movie that it was, even with the flaws that we know it has. And with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom out in just a few months' time, I thought I'd put my 2 cents in the pot and talk about what I want from the movie. This doesn't get me wrong, I'm so excited for it, but I feel like there's just a couple of things that I feel we should get from it. Now, J.A. Bayona has taken over from Colin Trevorrow in director seat for this movie, and he's renowned for atmospheric tension that he puts in movies, the likes of The Orphanage, which is a Spanish horror film, A Monster's Calls, just full of atmosphere and tension. I recently watched A Monster's Calls, and it's such a fantastic movie, so if you've not watched it, do check it out. I'm so excited for Bayona's style of directing. I'm seeing these films and just what we've seen from the trailers, and I'm hoping that he puts in the tension and atmosphere that he's renowned for in his films into the franchise. Now, we haven't really had a lot of tension or really deep, dark, atmospheric feelings from the Jurassic film series since The Lost World, which is probably the darkest movie in the franchise up to this point. Likes of mostly being set in the dark, the rain, you can feel the nerves as the groupers are wandering around the island trying to escape and being frightened of the dinosaurs at the same time. Most of the scenes with the dinosaurs are in fact really scary, and I feel that's what was missing from Jurassic World. There was just no kind of fear factor in it, as much as Indominus Rex was scary in her own way. It wasn't really put me on edge as such as the other one. I mean, I'm comparing this to films that I watched when I was 20 years ago, when I was a young kid, but none of them kind of, the sequences from The Lost World kind of made me feel scared for the group, or just a sense of dread, which I feel I was missing from the last one. So with Bayona's directing style, I'm just hoping that he can bring back that kind of tension that was missed in the last one. The next thing that I thought was missing, and what I really want from this next film, is I want the dinosaurs to be scary, particularly the T-Rex. Rexy hasn't really been scary. The Jurassic Rexes in general haven't really been scary since the Lost World days. We kind of had the infamous scene in Jurassic Park 3, the Rex was literally wrecked by the Spinosaurus, which took over as the main bad guy in that movie. And then in Jurassic World, Rexy was kind of turned into the hero saving the day, saving Owen and the rest from the Indominus. And it's the T-Rexes have just kind of lost their edge. And in the first movie and the second movie, the T-Rexes were absolutely horrifying for the people to come up against, and people were terrified, and these dinosaurs were so scary. And in Jurassic World, you have Rexy, and as much as I love her as a character, and the T-Rex is probably my favourite dinosaur, there was no kind of like, oh Jesus, here's the T-Rex, what's going to happen next? We kind of knew that she would fight the Indominus and most likely win, though there was that doubt in the back of your mind, I have to say. But, how would you feel if you came across this 20-foot tall eating machine? It's absolutely scary as hell. One of the most ferocious animals that has ever lived. I'm just hoping that they can bring back the fear factor with the T-Rex in this movie. We know that the Indoraptors are going to be the main bad guy in this film, but I'm hoping that we see at least one scene of her chasing down some people and just being generally fearful of this animal, back to what she was like in Jurassic Park, where they do anything to avoid this creature. This scene is kind of being teased a little bit in the last trailer, where she's roaring at the helicopter, but we'll just see. And I'm praying to Colin and AJ that is it AJ? No, it's not. It's AJA. That they do this in the movie and kind of bring back the fear factor for the Tyrannosaur, because I feel like she this animal deserves to be feared. The next thing that we're getting, and I feel like we're gonna get this anyway because it's been thrown around our faces literally, is more dinosaurs. I've been saying that we're going to have more dinosaurs in this movie than there's ever been in any other franchise, which is super exciting as a dinosaur fan to see Jurassic Park versions of these amazing creatures. So many new dinosaurs to look forward to. We've got the Baryonyx, we've got what we think is the Allosaurus, the Indoraptor, of course, the Sinoceratops, and obviously some old favourites back as well, like the Brachiosaur, which you've not seen since Jurassic Park 3, is back as well. So that is just super exciting, and I'm just hoping that we get to see so many new different species of dinosaurs, and maybe more than Blue as a raptor. Now there are some rumours, mind you, they are rumours, so don't take this as gospel, that there are more than one velociraptor living on the island, that Blue isn't been living by herself on the island for 4 years. I mean, these are pack animals, so could she really have survived on her own for 4 years? That's a question that we need answering. Chaos theory. I'd like to see this delved into a little bit more in this movie. I mean, we're moving dinosaurs off the island, which is the worst idea in alongside history of bad ideas, as, you know, Malcolm said in The Lost World. I'd like to see directors delve into how these creatures are going to affect the ecosystem of the countries that they're going to, means most likely America. But I'd love to see how, and maybe see how the writers kind of explore this idea a bit more. I mean, it's going to have a massive effect on the ecosystem, bringing these creatures that are being kind of isolated by themselves on this island for the best part of 20 years, probably longer, and they bring them into an ecosystem which is kind of set in its way. How will this be affected by these creatures? I mean, rather than militarize the creatures, which it looks like they might be going down that route, which is a little bit disappointing, but we'll just see how that kind of develops. I would like to see how if they could delve into Malcolm's theories a bit more. I mean, we're off to carrying some known of zoonotic diseases. Would humans die off if there was an outbreak, you know, like the simian virus or the simian flu in Planet of the Apes? Can the dinosaurs actually survive in the modern world? I mean, this was a film in the actually original novel due to the difference in gases in the air. There was a lot more oxygen back then, and probably amongst more other gases, there were different levels of that. So when they brought these dinosaurs back into the world, the bodies couldn't cope because they had evolved to work in a sort of different atmosphere. So would that be explored a little bit more? I mean, I think that would be very interesting. That's sort of something that they've not kind of picked up in these films. I mean, you could also go back to the lysine contingency as well. They could explain that a little bit more. I mean, I have done a video on it, so if you want to check that out, I would love you if you could. These are just a few things that I wouldn't mind seeing in the new film coming up. I'd literally know nothing about it. We've seen the trailers. I'm trying to avoid spoilers as much as I can. I looked at spoilers a little bit too much in the last one and kind of ruined it for myself. So I'm trying to kind of take a step back and not know so much about it. These are just a few things that I want from the new movie. Let me know what you want from the new movie in the comments down below. Do you agree with what my thoughts are? Do let me know. I'd love to know your ideas too. And of course, if you want to see more Jurassic Park, Jurassic World stuff on my channel, then don't forget to subscribe as well, and I'll see you next time. Bye!